Hi, I'm Veronica Wasek with 5-Minute Bookkeeping, where we show you how to minimize bookkeeping and maximize profits. Have you ever looked at your reports in QuickBooks Online? Well, if you ever have, I'm sure that you would find at least 50, if not 100 reports that you could look at. In this video, I show you the most important reports that you should be reviewing in QuickBooks Online so that you can know how your company's doing, and more importantly, so that you can make very important and informed decisions for your business. So here's my video showing you the most important reports that you should be reviewing in QuickBooks Online. Okay, so I am in QuickBooks and I have clicked on Reports, which takes you to the Reports window. The reports that I like to look at are listed here in the favorites. That's the best way to get to your reports. Mark them as favorites. You can just find the report that you want and just click on that at the green star, and it will put them in your favorites. The first report that you want to look at is the profit and loss report. And make sure that you change the date. Usually I am looking at this year to last month, because I'm usually working on the books once a month. So I will look at the books through the last month, and you click Run Report. And then what we can see here is the profit and loss. So you have income, cost of goods sold, if you have cost of goods sold, and expenses, and then net income. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to click this, it says collapse. So I'm going to get rid of all of the extra detail in this report to make it easier to review, because a lot of numbers can get overwhelming. Here we're looking at the income section. This is the money in section. So this is all of the money that has come in. And in this particular sample company, it's broken down by the types of income. So then you can see, in this case, that how much they receive for designed income versus landscaping services versus services, for example. Then you have cost of goods sold. If you sell product, you would have cost of goods sold. Sometimes you may track cost of service. So that is the cost of the product or services that you provide to your customers. Next is expenses, and here's the money out. So these are all of the different expenses that you have. In this particular case, they are sorted alphabetically. And now you can see where the money went. And then that's total expenses. Then there's a section called Other Expenses. Sometimes it will say Other Income and Other Expenses. And usually these are miscellaneous type of income and expense items. And then finally we see net income. So this is the net amount. This is what tells you the what shows you the income minus cost of goods sold minus expenses minus other expenses. That is the net. Now we'll look at the balance sheet. The balance sheet is a report of balances as of a point in time. So that's why it says like as of February 11th, 2019. It's as of that date. And it will show you assets and then liabilities and equities. Assets are the things that you own. So your bank accounts, your receivables, inventory, fixed assets. Those are the things that you own. That's when they're called assets. Then you have liabilities. Accounts payable, credit card liabilities, and other liabilities, a loan. So any loans would go here, long-term liabilities. And then finally you have equity, and equity is what's left over. So equity equals assets minus liabilities. So that's a quick tour of the balance sheet. The next report I recommend that you look at is the accounts receivable aging summary. If you invoice customers, then you need to keep a very close eye on this report, and I would recommend that you look at this weekly. This is the report showing you what your customers owe you, and then how old those invoices are. So when it says 1 to 30, that means that that invoice or those invoices are 1 to 30 days past due. Here, 31 to 60, then that invoice is between 31 and 60 days past due. So you want to keep an eye on that and make sure that you're working on your collections and getting paid from your customers. And again, this is for those of you who invoice customers. You would see those invoices in the accounts receivable summary. If you want to look at the detail for any of these, you can click on the link and then it'll show you the invoice. You can click on that and even see that invoice. And the final report that I like to look at is the accounts payable aging summary. If you enter vendor bills into QuickBooks Online, then you will see those vendor bills in the accounts payable aging summary. And what this is a list of all of the vendor bills that are entered in QuickBooks and they are aged, meaning they are listed in these categories and showing you the number of days past due. So in this case, where it shows 1 to 30 days, that means that this invoice, is $241, is past the due date for up to 30 days. Here you want to make sure then that you are paying your vendor bills on time, and then you're identifying any vendor bills that perhaps are invalid or were entered incorrectly so that you can get that cleaned up. If you find this content helpful, then like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm Veronica Wasek with 5 Minute Bookkeeping.